What up guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So today we're going to take a look at This Love by Pantera. And this is going to be a lesson on the rhythm guitar only. We got two parts going on there. One clean guitar in the beginning, the intro and during the verses. And also the heavy overdriven guitar in the chorus and for the breaks and stuff like that. So we're going to break them down in this lesson. The lesson on the solo is going to be on a separate video and it's going to be available at GuitarForce.com. When it's done, the link is going to be in the description box down below. The tabs and the backing track are also going to be available at GuitarForce.com. The link is also going to be in the description box down below. And there's not much to say about the song. We're gonna go right into the lesson for the close-up. But before we do that, just a couple of things to mention. First, regarding the tuning, and I know this is a very touchy subject on how to tune your guitar when you want to play Pantera. And I did a little bit of research on the net, and I found out an article in Guitar World, which was. They asked basically a guitar tech of Dimebag how he tuned his guitars, and what he said was that whatever tuning he chose, for example, for this song, a lot of people say that it's in half step down. So what Dime would do, he would tune down to half a step on all the strings, but then he would tune up 40 cents. Okay, so that was in the column. The guitar tech explaining how he tuned his guitars. He used the drop D and also whole step and step and a half later on in his career. But what he did always, he would tune to that standard tuning, and then he would standard or half step down or drop D or whatever, but then he would tune up 40 cents. So I've heard a lot of people say that, the tuner is basically, the concert pitch is 440, and that's correct. And they say that if you tune it down to 432, then you tune accordingly, so it's on the zero, the arrow. But I've tried to do that with this song and it just didn't work out. So what I did, I just tuned by ear. So if you want to play as the original track, I suggest you tune to my string. I'm gonna play you my low E in just a moment, and tune up to that, and you are good to go, all of the strings. So this is half step down and 40 cents up. That's another way how to look at this tuning. Alright, so I'm gonna shut up now, and also I was using for the sound a new VST plugin, which is Amplitude. It's not new, but I haven't used it for a long time. It has a few presets of Dimebag there, so I tried it out. I thought they were cool, and I was using this plugin for this lesson, and also for the cover, a playthrough, which I'm gonna post on my other channel. The link is also gonna be in the description box down below. So while you're checking out the picture of the preset, here is my low E, so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright guys, let's go for the close-up and start the lesson. Alright, so we're going to start off with the first part, the intro, and we have a clean guitar here with a little bit of reverb and also chorus. So what we have here is basically going through the chord changes. We have a specific pattern which is played on each chord, and the chord progression itself, it follows the kind of 12-bar blues progression. So we start off with F sharp minor chord, and we're only just going to be playing on the lower strings, and we have the repetitive pattern. Now I'm not going to call out each string and every fret. You can see that in the tablature. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to play through real slow so you can see what's going on. So the first pattern goes like this. Okay, so pretty straightforward. just picking these low strings here and also alternating with the 3rd fret on the low E string, so between F sharp and G. Then what we do after we play this part for 4 times, we do exactly the same where we go up a string. So now we are in B minor, and we do the same thing but playing it on the B. So we have like that. Then we go back to the F sharp again. And then after that we go for the sort of like a turnaround in the blues, which goes into C sharp. And here we have a slightly different pattern going on, and also alternating the G string with the open and the 2nd fret. You will see that in the tablature again. And also we're going to be alternating the C sharp note with the C. So I'm just going to play through the pattern slowly. You'll see in the tablature what I'm doing. So it goes like this. Alright, so after we've played this pattern on the C sharp for 2 times, we then have a sort of like a transitioning part, which is, so here we play these 3 notes, and then we play, it's basically an A power chord, but we put a minor 3rd in the bass, so the C is in the bass, like that. So you get this double stop with the power chord. Okay, so one more time, this transitioning part goes like this. Alright, so that was the intro part. After that we go into the first verse, and we play exactly the same chord progression using the same chords, the same picking pattern, but it's got an additional sort of transitioning part. So after we go to the C sharp and we play up until this moment is exactly the same, but when we go into the transitioning part, we play this part, and then we play this part. So we add the pinky on the 5th fret of the low E, and then also adding the 3rd fret on the A string. So after the this part we add like that. So the transitioning part becomes like that. Then we go back again to playing the turnaround. So again back to C sharp. And then we end the verse just like we did with the intro. So exactly the same thing. After that, again we start playing the beginning of the riff, the beginning of the chord progression. So we play this part, the F sharp minor pattern, for 4 times, and then we go into the next part, which is played on the overdriven guitar. So all in all, this clean guitar, the same pattern, the same chord progression we play for verse number 2 during the solo and also for the outro, so nothing changes there. It's exactly the same pattern, the same chord progression. And just one more thing I forgot to mention, during the solo, the rhythm guitar is playing the intro part, but also playing some other chords in there as well. So it starts off just like the intro with the F sharp minor, with that pattern exactly the same. So he plays it for 4 times, Then it goes to the B minor, so just like in the intro. So nothing changes here. Then goes back to the F sharp again. And then it goes into another different chords. So for the turnaround, instead of going to C sharp and C, it goes into D minor. This is the position of the D minor, so it just plays these three notes. Then goes to the bass note is moving now, so it goes down semitone. So we go from D, we go to C sharp. So we have this first pattern. Then it goes to F. F chord, but with the C in the bass. Then we go to the G7, but with the B in the bass, so we have like that. So the pattern itself slowly is going to be like this. So that's the pattern for this part, and then we repeat it one more time. And then we go back to playing the F sharp minor. And we stay on F sharp minor until the end of the solo. And now we go into the next part, which is played on the distorted guitar, and it goes like this. Alright, so this riff during the chorus, we're going to break it up into two parts. The first part, we have alternating the E power chord, or you can play just the low E string open with an F sharp power chord. So the first part that we have starts off with the open to the F sharp, like that. Then we have a 16th notes followed by two more 16th notes, but it's first the 16th note is an F sharp power chord, then open, then back to the F sharp power chord. So we have like that. So I'm playing the F power chord, then open low E, and back to the F sharp power chord, like that. So we have, and then the third figure that we have, so it's two 16th notes on the F sharp power chord, then one on the open and one on the F sharp power chord again, like that. Also palm muted. So all together, these three parts, like that. Then after that, we're going to be alternating, adding some double stops. And the double stops, you can play them two ways. One way you can play them right here in this position, so you don't go anywhere else on the fretboard. So you play, and these double stops are a minor third. So the first one looks like this. That's why you get this kind of dissonant sound. Then the second one, it's A string, second fret, the D is open, and then the last one is on the lower strings. So third fret on the low E, first on the A. So we have like that. Now another way how you can play these two, the first two double stops, you can play them here, and then the third one is obviously going to be right here. So you have two variations how you can play these. Dime, I have seen him play it both ways, so whichever is more comfortable for you, you can use either way or mix them both. So here is going to be this double stop, then going one fret down, and then all the way down to the first position, like that. After that, we repeat again the first part, which is again the double stops. And then after that, we just play between the open and the F sharp power chord. Like that. Okay, and that's the second part. So here's the whole chorus riff, all of the parts together. Slowly it's going to be like this. And then you let ring out on the F sharp power chord, and then we go into the second verse. And this riff we play after the second verse, obviously exactly the same way. Alright, so right after the second chorus we go into this next riff, which goes like this. Alright, so this riff we're going to break up into three parts, part A, part B, and part C. And each of the parts I'm going to play real slow, and you'll see in the tablature what frets and what strings I'm playing. So slowly, the first part, part A, goes like this. Alright, so that's part A, palm muted, the low E string. One more time, slowly. Okay, so that's part A. Then we go for the second part, part B, goes like this. So it repeats the first part of part A, and then in the end we add the G power chord. So one more time, slowly. After that, we repeat part A again. And then we go into the part C. So it goes like this, slowly again. Okay, so here again we repeating the first part up until this moment, and then we have a triplets here going on, and we play power chords, again palm muted, going up chromatically, starting from the F, and we play F, F sharp, G, A flat or G sharp, A up to the A sharp, like that. So all together, part C, slowly again, gonna be like this. Then we basically repeat again part A, part B, part A, part C. And the last time when we play part C with the chromatic build-up, we come up to the B power chord, hit it and let it ring out. And that's how we end this part. So now for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to play this riff, all of the parts together slowly, so you can see what's going on. So it goes like this. Alright, so right after this riff we go into the next one, which I call kind of break riff. And we're going to be playing this riff in 3 places of the song. And every time when we play it, it's got a different tempo, but the riff itself is exactly the same. So let's first take a listen to the riff, then we're going to come back and break it down. Okay, so for the first time when we play this riff, it's got pretty slow tempo, and what we do here, we're gonna be alternating the E power chord with an F sharp power chord, and again you can just use the open low E string without playing the chord, but you can use the chord if you want to. So we alternate like that. We play 2 chords together, then little rest, then 2 chords together. And we play these 2 chords for 4 times the first time. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what we do for the 5th time, we play an open low E string or the E power chord. And then for the 5th time, we play the G power chord here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go back to playing again, alternating between E power chord and F sharp, but this time we do it for 3 times. Then again alternating E power chord with the G, and then we have E power chord, then we go to the F, play it, hit it and let it ring out, and that's the whole riff. So all together slowly is going to be like this. So we play this riff for a few times, then we stay on the F power chord, let it ring out, then we have a slide up and down, then the clean guitar comes in for the solo, we do the solo, and then right after the solo we go back to playing the chorus. So again we have this riff. After the chorus we go into this riff, the break riff that we did just now, but like I said, the tempo changes, so now we play it a lot faster. The riff is still the same, it goes into 16th notes, and it's played faster, so it goes like this. Alright, so after we've played this fast riff, we then have another transitioning part, and it's just using 4 chords. The chords go like this. So just power chords, we have B for the first one, but you can use also the low E string, 2nd fret, and F sharp in the bass to add a little bit more kind of make it a more aggressive power chord, a little bit heavier. So that's the 5th interval. We put it in the bass. So first chord B, then we have E, F, and the last chord is C. And again, you can use the low E string on the 3rd fret, adding the 5th to the chord. So we have like that, and then we going to be playing again The break riff, this one is played at a slower tempo than even the first time. So again we have exactly the same thing, but we played a lot slower, and that's how we end the song for the overdrive guitar. Then comes in the clean guitar, again playing the same riff, the same chord progression as we did earlier, and there is a little bit of lead guitar going on the studio version. Live version, they just end with this heavy riff, ending it like that. And that's pretty much it for the whole song. Alright guys, so that brings us to the end of this lesson. Hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also comment, share, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more guitar related stuff. In the meantime, I'll see you again. Take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.